pending in a California municipal court. Both parties have agreed to dismiss their court cases and have their dispute settled here in our forum, the People's Court.
Hello, I'm Doug Llewellyn, and welcome to the People's Court. This is the case of Grandfather Knows Best. Now, the plaintiff claims that the defendants have been enjoying the benefits of playing with the baby, but that they have shunned all responsibility for its birth and its upbringing. The defendants state that they have made many contributions to the baby's upkeep, but they are frustrated because the plaintiff controls the situation with an iron hand. So let's try and find out more about this rather unusual dispute as the testimony gets underway.
I know you've been sworn, and I have read your complaint, sir. You claim the defendants are responsible for a bill incurred when your daughter's baby was born?
That's correct.
Right. Did you pay the bill, sir?
Yes, I did.
How much was it?
The total bill was for $1,600.
Well, you're suing for $422.13. Is that the balance?
That's the balance, yes.
Why do you feel it's your responsibility to pay it?
Because I paid the deductible for the baby, and I paid the other costs for the baby, and we've been supporting the baby, and we've not received any money from the father.
Are you the father of this child?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Do you want to assume responsibility for it?
Yes, I do.
Do you realize that there is an outstanding bill for this $422.13?
Yes, I do.
Okay. What's your defense to this?
I also understand that they said that they were going to pay for it, and that me and her, until we got on our feet, they would help out, and they did not want help from my parents.
Well, they're apparently now changed their minds. They want help because that's what they're suing for.
I understand that. They don't even want me over their house anymore.
Well, you see, this is a very difficult situation. And my empathy is with all of you, but more so for this baby that's been born. The baby's entitled to have two parents. It is your responsibility. I don't know how old you are. How old are you?
I'll be 19 March.
As far as the law is concerned, you're legally of age, and it's your responsibility to pay for this support of the child. You understand that?
Yes.
Right. So this hospital bill is also your responsibility. And what I'm asking you is, what defense do you have to this?
Well, they told us that they were paying for it, and
I appreciate that. But now obviously, he's changed his mind. He doesn't want to pay the balance of this bill. He's paid everything up. It was $1,600. He's paid $1,200. He doesn't want to pay the balance. That's why he's suing you. Mr. Kearney, you are what relation to...
I'm his stepfather.
Stepfather. What's the basis for your lawsuit against Mr. Kearney?
Well, when the baby was born, Mr. Black was not 18, I believe. So I wasn't sure whether he was responsible or not for this outstanding bill at that time.
Anything you want to tell me, Mr. Kearney?
Yes. A lot of the conversation about the child and the whole recommendation came actually between conversations between Elvira, the mother of the child, their daughter, my wife, who was not named on the suit. I'd like to give you a statement that my wife had done and had notarized, and that she attests to be true of conversations that she had with, specifically with the Deborah Knoll. The point is that they're stating that we have done nothing to help support this child. That's not true, Your Honor.
Well, the point is not what you said you would do or you wouldn't do. The point now is whether you have any legal responsibility to do it. You may accept a responsibility, and you may do something if you want to do it. But you're here now before me, and the question is whether you, as a stepfather, are liable for your stepson's debts.
Yeah. First of all, I'd like to say that we were told...
Wait a minute.
Okay, sorry.
Having said yes, have you adopted?
No. I personally have not.
You haven't adopted it?
No.
Okay. I don't see any legal responsibility that you have. You may want to support the child. You may want to help. But that's not the point here. Follow me?
Yes, sir.
Now, as to Mr. Black, there's no question about the responsibility.
But Mr. Black has no money.
Well, okay.
So that's why I was sued.
Well, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. But just because one doesn't have money doesn't mean one can't get a judgment against someone.
I understand.
And also, just because one doesn't have money doesn't mean you can just sue anyone you want to sue. You follow me?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Can't you people get together? You got a child now, and, ma'am, there's more to life than money. And you can get an awful lot of pleasure out of this child if you can just forget about money. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. May I say something?
Sure.
Okay, before the baby was even a couple of months old, I did speak with Mrs. Kearney on the phone concerning getting together and sharing responsibilities and being friends. And I told her that there were some bills that were going to have to be taken care of. And I asked her if she would get together with me. And her response was that she didn't know if it would be worth it.
Well, that's unfortunate if that was her response, but I still think you ought to keep working at it. Well, I hope that you two the two families can finally get together. That would be in the best interest of everyone. We have a young man here. You're 19 years old now, and you're a father. And there's more to fatherhood than just bringing a baby into the world. I don't know whether you have a job or you don't, but if you don't, you better go out and get one. And you're going to have to assume the responsibilities of being a father. Now, you may not have the money to pay it now, but I'm going to have to render judgment against you because you are responsible. And so that's what I'm going to do, but I think you ought to try and work things out so that the baby gets some comfort and protection and some love, and that you can all share in it. My judgment is for plaintiff against Aaron Black only, not against Mr. Kearney, $422.13.
We'll be back to talk to the litigants right after this.
Judge Wapner fines for the plaintiffs to the tune of $422. You know, this is a very unfortunate, obviously a very sad situation. Let me ask you something, and that is, basically, what do you see your role, or what do you want your role as the father of this child to be in what is a rather extraordinary and unusual situation?
We're trying to get everything together so we can move out and raise the kid, but so many problems right now that it's getting real hard. And we're just trying the best we can.
Now, you've said the plaintiffs don't want you at their home. Are you able to see the mother of this child?
No, I am able to see the mother, just I'm not allowed over there, and I'm not allowed to call over there. But they want me to support the baby and not show up. They want it half and half. And I can't have it like that.
The baby was about a month old. It was the first time we heard about it, even from him. I mean, I can't get cooperation from my own son. I mean, I am the stepfather, but I have been married to his mother for 17 years. I've known Aaron ever since he was a year and a half old. I raised him his whole life. And, you know, we're both just flattened by this whole experience. And, that, you know, with him, even.
It's tough. It's very obvious. Well, listen, I hope you all can work this out in some way. Obviously, a very difficult situation. You're just going to have to try and do your best.
It's a situation that's bad, and it's deteriorating fast.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Officer Burrell has a few documents you must sign.
Okay.
He's waiting right that way. Now, the plaintiffs, Mr. and Mrs. Knoll, are on their way out of the courtroom. You heard what he just had to say. Or how do you respond to something like
Well, it's a shame that he doesn't have a better relationship with his son, that his son could tell him that he was a father. We really didn't know his parents at all, and it's just a shame that he can't have a better relationship with them.
Well, let me ask you something. The situation here is you have your daughter is a mother, the father of the child. You don't want her to see the father of the child at all?
If
At least that's what he said.
Well, if he was a different type of person, I would. But he does things that we don't appreciate in our home.
Like
And,
what?
Well, he's been known to steal things, and he's just very uncooperative and disrespectful, and we don't need that in our house. I'm sorry.
But he is the father of your daughter's child. What are you going to do about it? What do you think you can do about it?
We can't change a thing. But
He's more than welcome to, get a job, get an apartment, and take his responsibility.
I gather you don't want him marrying your daughter.
Not particularly, but we couldn't stop it if it was to happen. We'd try to make the best of it.
You know what they say, you can pick your friends.
All right. Well, I hope you can work this out. Thank you very, very much. Obviously, a very awkward situation. And so that will bring this very sad case to a close. The litigants for our next case are now on their way into the courtroom.
These are the